My name is Chauncey Wells, and this is The Law of Music. This series will go over a story from a book and compare it to an artist and a relatable event. Now, this particular book in this episode is one of the most controversial books of all time, one of the most shoplifted books ever created, and it's the second most banned book in prisons. Why so controversial? Because it talks about a thing that we all love and hate at the same time. We desire it. We fear it. It's a book about power. The name of this book is called 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This book can easily be compared to a lot of musical artists in all genres. In my opinion, I see how it can be perceived as a dangerous book, but I can also tell that this book can be used as a guidance on how to move around people who are power hungry. Let's get right into it with the stories and artists I have for you today. Law number 1, never outshine the master. Law number 1 states, always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far into displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. This law tells us a story about King Louis XIV and his finance minister, Nicholas Fouquet. Think of Nicholas as the king's CFO. Now, King Louis was the king of France from 1643 to 1715. And let's just say he was most likely kind of what you expect from a king from that age. He always referred to himself as the state. He said a quote like, "I am the state. After me, the flood." And he referred to himself as the Sun King. So let's just say he was cocky and he had every right to be. He was the king. He had power. He had the control. Now, Nicholas Fouquet was the king's finance minister. In the 48 Laws of Power, he tried to impress the king by planning the best party in France because he wanted to be the next prime minister. Think of this party like the Rock Nation brunch of their time, right? You had famous celebrities of their time, great food, top-notch service. Great. You would think it was a great compliment to the guest of honor, the king himself. What did it lead to? I'll give you option A or option B. Option A, he got promoted to prime minister immediately. Or option B, he was arrested the next day and spent the last 20 years of his life in solitary confinement high in the mountains. Well, if you chose option B, you're correct. Now, you're probably wondering, what did he do? He had to do something wrong. He stole money from the country's treasury, apparently, right? These accusations were false, but who cares? It was the king who got him arrested. You think the king stopped there? Nope. He hired Jean-Baptiste Colbert. Now, this replacement threw boring parties, the exact opposite of Nicholas, and he overall lived a great life compared to Nicholas. The king also created the Palace of Versailles and threw even better parties. You talk about king of petty. Now, why the difference in outcome, though? Well, what if you're an athlete and you offend your coach by telling him how to do his or her job? What if you tell your boss a more efficient way to complete a task and he or she takes an offense because it's not the task that they already put in place? How do you avoid that? Well, let's compare this to the king of pop and the godfather of soul. I'm talking about Michael Jackson and James Brown. Now imagine this. The year is 1983. You're in Hollywood and you just bought tickets to see the James Brown. Now James Brown is performing right in front of you. You think this moment can't get any more exciting. And now he calls someone to the stage. Hold on. Why is he saying Michael Jackson come to the stage? This is crazy. Why is Michael Jackson here? This is even crazier. Oh my God, Michael Jackson is heading to the stage. And now he's performing right in front of you? You didn't even know that they knew each other like that. Hey, two legends in the same stage? How could this get any better? You know what? It does get better. Now, Michael Jackson often said James Brown is one of his biggest inspirations and influences. James Brown has known Michael Jackson since Michael was a young kid in the Jackson 5. Michael's stage presence, dance moves, and vocal style were all influenced by James Brown's performances. The James Brown Shuffle was definitely imitated often by Michael Jackson. He incorporated similar dance techniques into his own performances. Michael Jackson admired James Brown's ability to connect with his audience and looked to imitate that level of engagement in his own shows. Overall, James Brown's impact on Michael Jackson's music and stage presence was amazing and continues to be recognized in Michael Jackson's legacy. Not once did Michael try to outshine James Brown, though. Even though the toughest times in James Brown's career, Michael never spoke ill on James Brown. Michael just stayed consistent with his genre, did what he had to do with pop music, and eventually became the legend like James Brown. Instead of trying to outshine James, he stayed patient and stuck to his lane, just like Jean-Baptiste. You see the connection? There were low times in James Brown's life to where he was vulnerable, but Michael never said anything negative about him. Rest in peace to the legend Chadwick Boseman. His movie Get On Up is always a reference I use to get an idea of what the Godfather of Soul was going through. Now you're probably asking, but who's Nicholas? Who relates to Nicholas in this comparison? Nicholas represents the artist that came up short in the music industry for trying to outshine the opportunities at hand. Stick with me now. How many singers and rappers have tried to walk up to an established artist with status and approach them the wrong way to a point that those stars don't even want to help them anymore? With that right approach, after the first time meeting, probably would have made music together. But that opportunity came and went. Think about it. Would you rather assist someone who has no body of work at all to approach you and claim, with your help, that he or she can be anywhere around your level? Or would you rather assist somebody who already has their lane, who already has their background of music, who already has some form of material to work with? They're not on, that artist's level, but nonetheless, though, they have something to work with. The things I have learned from this story is, first impressions mean everything. Read the room. Stay in your lane because your time will come. Trust the process. There are many other lessons to take from this. Read with me. Let me know what you've learned. That's it for this episode of A Law of Music. How'd you like it? What are your thoughts on it? Feel free to rate and comment. I'm curious to know what you would say. See you soon. Goodbye. Wait. Hold on. Rewind time again. Rewind that time again. 1980. Hold on. Michael Jackson and James Brown. I said it could get better. How could it get better? MJ stepped off the stage. James Brown grabs the mic, called another legend to the stage. Who is it? Guess we'll find out on the next episode of A Law of Music.